Well, it's been quite a while, guys. So much has happened in the past few years. I don't even know where to begin. A lot of you might be having questions. A lot of you might be making assumptions about what's been going on. I'm going to talk about all that now. So I'm assuming you've read this caption and that's why you probably clicked it, or you're just happy to see me post a video after so long, or you're a follower, you're a subscriber, whatever it is. It's going to be about how I almost got kicked out of medical school. I'll answer all the questions here and talk about what happened. For those of you who probably forgot who I was or have never heard of me, I'm a first year family medicine resident. I'm also a content creator. I'm also an entrepreneur. I run multiple small businesses on the side. One that I'm very particularly proud of is my exotic snack shop that I run with my brother. In this video, I'll talk about how I got into med school. I'll talk about how I got social media famous, if that's what you really want to call it, during med school, and how I enjoy doing that, how I enjoyed expressing myself. But then I'll also talk about the dangers of social media while being in med school, or any professional school for the matter. And I'll talk about why I was compelled to take a break from social media. But before we start, I'll be making a lot of unstructured content about my life as a doctor and how I'm just managing everything. Because I've learned so much by being a doctor, a business owner, and going through what I've gone through. And I have so much to share with the world. And I genuinely enjoy talking to people on social media. I enjoy expressing myself. It's always been a healthy and creative outlet for me. So if any of those things are of interest to you, please subscribe. Please leave a comment, please like this video. Being away from social media for so long, the algorithm is kind of mad at me now. So I appreciate all the interaction and engagement you can give my videos going forward so we can get back on track. So now that's out of the way, let's just get right into it. How I got into medical school. I had a little bit of an atypical path. That's what I started talking about on social media initially, how I got into medical school. For those of you who don't know, I did a special master's program for a year. I did really well on that. I didn't do the best in college, but I got my stuff together. I got into a USMD school near my hometown, which is something I really wanted. When you're applying to medical school, you're quite blessed if you get into medical school. You're lucky if you even get into a US school, and you're very lucky if you're able to go to medical school near where you grew up. So after I got into medical school, I became a model student. I did really good in my classes. I got involved in extracurriculars. I did research. The whole 9 yards. What happened to our classes, it went from almost instantly in-person classes, it became all remote. All our classes became pass-fail. People were just scrambling. It was just a weird time. I saw people doubting vaccines, doubting the disease, and I was just so perplexed of what was going on in the world. I really sat down and thought a lot about what the heck medicine actually meant to me and what kind of doctor I wanted to be. I initially started medical school thinking about orthopedic surgery, thinking about PM&R, dermatology. I thought about every single specialty in the book because I really didn't know what spoke to me because I hadn't started rotations at that point yet either. A lot of things happened with my family as well. My dad was laid off. It was a tough time for everyone because of what was going on with the world. So I took a year off to really just figure things out. Here's the video in case you want to watch it. So during the lockdown, I really got into social media and I really started posting in my second year, during my year off, and in my third year. And I got pretty viral just talking about my journey into medicine, talking about my master's program, talking about how I got better at studying, how I got better at productivity, because I was not some naturally academically gifted kid. I didn't come from a family of doctors. I kind of had to figure out myself. No one really guided me. So I learned a lot through that experience and I shared that on social media and a lot of people resonated with it. I was actually quite blown away by how many people commented, interacted, and saw some value in the content I was delivering. But I also came across some haters and people that were not so nice on social media. Kind of surprised by all the kind of negativity I did receive, but honestly, it's all part of posting on social media, unfortunately. So I was okay with all that. Things were going great. I was even making money on social media. I was doing sponsored posts. I was able to see many different aspects of medicine. I worked as a research coordinator. I worked in a lab. During this entire time, I really got into entrepreneurship. I realized that I wanted to be an entrepreneur in some degree, in some fashion, while being a doctor. My content was very clean. I didn't talk about patients. I didn't try to speak negatively about my institution or anyone. I didn't want to create any negative press for myself. I was very careful. Unfortunately, my school did come across my social media, and there were some people who had issues with it. To avoid the boring details, basically, I had to sit before a committee to talk about the use of my social media and what my purpose of being on social media was. At the end of the day, they gave me a choice to shut down my social media, make my accounts private, and finish out school, or keep doing what I was doing and face being kicked out of medical school. So the choice was kind of obvious. I put away social media and I focused on becoming a doctor. While I did not agree with it, I understood their perspective of it. There was never an issue with my content. The issue was having social media, having a public presence. In some of the administration's eyes, they didn't deem it professional. Professionalism has always been a thing that's been talked about in the field of medicine, and it's so ambiguous, it's so subjective, it's so vague, it could mean literally anything. Unfortunately, my institution didn't agree with me using my social media, talking about my life, or even getting brand sponsorships for things that were completely unrelated to the medical field. And you gotta understand, this is when TikTok just became famous. Not many people understood it. Now, social media is everywhere. It's part of everything. It's not going away. Institutions and schools will use social media to their advantage. The other part that really forced me to put social media away, and it made me really reevaluate what the medical field was that I was put on probation. I was put on professional probation for my social media, and that really surprised me because I was doing everything I possibly could to be the model student. I was studying, I was getting good grades, I was part of committees, and that probation on my record really negated a lot of my efforts. They're looking at so many applicants, there's not enough spots for residency. That's the issue. They're looking for red flags to filter you out. So that put me at a disadvantage. I had to get every other part of my application to a good point. I had to explain it in every single interview, and it was quite nerve-wracking. Luckily, I came across a program that was very nice, very understanding, did not make me feel crazy for having social media and wanting to do social media. Now I'm very happy to say that I'm part of a program, I'm in residency training, and they are okay with my social media. Of course, there's rules, there's policies, because at the end of the day, I am a physician and I have to be careful with how I portray myself. Everyone should be able to share what they want on social media within reason. And there's plenty of influencers in my space who were in medical school, who are in residency, who are attendings and doing what they love, posting on social media. I've missed it so much. I know I wasn't able to give a formal goodbye or an explanation, and that really hurt me because I know a lot of people had questions and a lot of people made assumption about what happened. I got kicked out, I dropped out, I switched specialties, whatever it was, but I had to do that for the sake of my future. Now I'm pursuing a field that I love at a program that's amazing in an area that I want to practice in. I can't ask for anything more, and I will say everything happens for a reason. Because of that experience, my desire for entrepreneurship is stronger than ever, and balancing my life as a physician and entrepreneur is exactly what I want to do. And I think that's a very interesting thing that I'm doing, and I want to share that with you guys. And I think my story is important to hear because when you get into medicine, they do own you to a certain degree. Your reputation matters a lot when it comes to medicine, and I do agree with that, but you should be able to post, have fun, express yourself, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, as long as you're not doing anything inappropriate. Just understand the benefits that social media can have on your career, but also understand the consequences it can have as well. That experience really threw me into a dark place because imagine working towards something, towards becoming a doctor for a majority of your life, putting countless hours of taking exam after exam, going to school, volunteering your time, paying to be there, and then for something like this to happen where you might lose it all. It really got me thinking. Life is very short, and I don't want to let any opportunity pass me by, including being on social media. I've also done modeling and acting in the past. I still want to continue that because I think that is so fun, that is so cool. It's a great way to challenge myself. As I said before, I run exotic snack shops with my brother. I want to continue to expand those, and I want to document the entire process. If you guys ever have any questions, any comments or concerns, drop a comment. DM me. I don't want to ramble in this video because I've already taken up so much time, but I appreciate anyone watching up to this point. Get ready for more authentic and helpful content that I've always wanted to create. I'm happy to say that I'm back now, so tell your friends. You don't have to, but that would be pretty cool if you did. If you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend doing so. Leave a comment, like this video. It can help my account and get back in the eyes of everyone. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting and for waiting this long if you're a longtime follower. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time.